A very good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you all. Welcome to Lift Thine Eyes. Obviously, we're not starting officially till 7 o'clock, but it's always great to see you. I hope everyone is having a great week. And I pop up and thought I'd have a little chat with everybody. So, hello, Chris. Hello, Lisa and Kathy and Albert. Hello, Mark. Good evening, Mr. Strawn. Splendid to see you, sir. I see lots of people are talking about the conversation that Mark and I had on Radio Choral, which was a really exciting half hour. We had a lot of fun with that, didn't we, sir? And we were talking about Elijah and really about self-isolation. Quite, if you haven't heard it, it's well worth a little listen. So remember, Radio Choral is free until the 1st of January, so do go and check it out. You'll hear yourselves on there at various points, along with lots and lots of other fantastic music. Now, bear with me, folks, I'm just going to do my sound checks, so there'll be some changes to the sound levels. If you're listening along on headphones or on speakers, you might just want to bring it down just a little bit, because some of the music tonight, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little on the loud side. I do wonder, by the way, do you like the festivization? Okay, so the decorations are here, and if you didn't spot, even the microphone has been festivized. We started this last weekend when I went through once-year-old David City with the children. That was a great rehearsal, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. So here come the sound checks. Just watch out, folks. Here's a bit of piano. Okay, that's not too bad. Let me just listen, check I can hear everything on here. Blah, 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 blah. Good. Let's have a bit of, let's have some Vivaldi. Here's some Domine Fili Unigenite. Saddle up, everyone. Oh, fabulous stuff. Let's have a bit of Fauré. Here's the Auntie Agnes. Excuse me, I'm just going to melt into a puddle, everybody. Pardon me. Oh. Fabulous. That tune gets me every time. And it doesn't matter whether it's in F major or D major, it is just sublime each time. Let's have a little bit of Verdi. Watch out, everybody. Dies Irae. Here we go. And... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some fun ahead tonight, haven't we? And here's Lift Thine Eyes, just like a gentle balm to soothe the burns after Dies Irae. Here's Lift Thine Eyes. Here we go. The Fieri Consort, everybody. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I think we're just about ready to go. I'm just going to sneak that one down a little bit. I think we'll have a little bit more fire from Verdi. Just sneak that up a tiny bit. Splendid stuff. So, how is everybody? I hope you're very well. I see that Judith is here. Hi, Judith. Hello, Rob. The Fauré Agnus is gorgeous, says Rob. And you are 100% correct, sir. I remember I was watching Harry introduce this piece, and somebody in the choir. I was in the comments. This was a lovely place to be. I have to say, I do like being in the comments. It's like, what shall I say? I shall say this, and then I stand back and watch everybody react to it. It's fabulous. But somebody said, which part is the best part to sing in the Fauré? Harry was being very diplomatic. I'm afraid I just responded tenor. Oh, sorry, it really is. In the Agnus Dei, the tenors have the best part, without doubt. Everybody else gets a wonderful line, but the tenors run away with this, I'm afraid, in the Agnus. But, there's plenty. The basses get the best line in the Dies Irae. And the tenors and basses aren't in Lift Thine Eyes at all. So there's something for everybody tonight. And then, of course, the Vivaldi Domine Fili Unigenite, we will saddle up. And just to kind of fill you in, those of you who weren't on the summer school this year, although you will have heard my story if you've had the teaching for this one, is when I first sang this, I was, I think, well, actually, it wasn't the first time. When I first sang tenor in this one, I was 14, and my colleagues and I in the Havering Youth Choir, everybody, we would sit on the back row, and every time this one would start, we'd start galloping, and it's stuck in my head just to have this idea of riding horses, galloping along, and having lots of fun. And I think that's, I'm pretty sure Vivaldi intended at least a little bit of that. So, who is here? Hello, Sue. Hello, Jill. Hello, Mary from Phoenix. Great to see you. Hello, Norb. Good evening. Hello, Dave. Hope Jill's well. Hello, Julie. Is it Christmas? Says Gillian. Well, it's close enough as far as I'm concerned. I've already started Christmas rehearsals, everybody. As Mark will have said, we had our first Christmas at home. Well, it wasn't really the first Christmas at home rehearsal. It was like a little sort of tiny rehearsalette. I worked with a wonderful group of children, some of your grandchildren and children out there, on Sunday last week, and we learnt the first verse of Once in Royal David City, and it was absolutely lovely to have so many young people signing in and saying, hello, here I'm so-and-so, I'm 4 years old, or so-and-so, I'm 6 years old. And what was particularly lovely is seeing people saying, hello, Granny, hello, darling, and the conversation happening in the comments here on YouTube. It's very, very special. And I think I've already told some of you that we had my snowman Lee here. All right, so we rehearsed with Lee. And Lee was there for Once in Royal David City, because when he's up high, he's high Lee. But when he's low, like the cattle shed, everybody, he is lowly. There we are. So that's why we have Christmas decorations up. And personally, given the fact that my family and I have been in isolation all week, thankfully, those of you that have, thank you very much for the emails and so on. The COVID test for my daughter came back negative today. We had to wait 4 days for the result. We have been indoors all week, and so as soon as the test came in, it was a text to my wife Anna's phone at about 10 a.m. and she came running into the room. Look, negative. It's fantastic. She said, and then she looked at me. She went, "The kids can go to school." 3 minutes later, ladies and gentlemen, our children were dressed and on their way to school. And Anna and I had the most wonderful walk in the sun. I actually caught a bit of the sun. It was lovely. I said to her, "What is that funny yellow thing up in the sky?" It was wonderful. So, yes, it's been a lovely day from that point of view. And really looking forward to working through these pieces with you this evening. I have some updates for you, but I won't share those until everyone's here. But I do want to thank everybody for your submissions for Lift Thine Eyes. Thank you. You still have a day to get those in, but as Mark has said here, the submissions are flooding in, and well done. It's sounding great, and can't wait to hear it all put together, and of course have your performance of this wonderful piece for next week. So there we are. Glennis says, "It looks like I have Christmas antlers." Absolutely. That's part of the effect. Negative is positive, says Albert. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations, Katie. Yes, congratulations all of us as well. Oh, fabulous. Hello, Anna. Hello, Andrew. Great to see you. Hello, Philomena. Hello, Patricia. Thank you very much indeed. So glad you're all okay. So am I. Jackie says, "The only time when negativity is welcome." Definitely. Hello, Diane and George. Oh, I'm very, very glad you're enjoying Radio Choral. Yes, for those who have just come online, of course, this week, Self-Isolation Choir, the team behind Self-Isolation Choir, has launched radiochoral.com, and I do hope you've all had a chance to go and listen to it. Please tell everyone about it. It's not just restricted to Self-Isolation Choir members. It is an internet radio station. Anybody can go along and can listen. You can listen for free for the next, was it 6 weeks or so, until the 1st of January, and then you can subscribe. We have fantastic plans for Radio Choral, and the thing that excites me more than anything is, and Mark and I keep having this conversation, you can't find a radio station like this. You can't find a choral radio station that's devoted entirely to choirs singing, professional and amateur. There just isn't anything like it. And so we have an amazing opportunity here to create something very special, and to share it with this amazing global community of singers who love singing in choirs. And so that's why it's been created. And that's why we hope you'll all come and have a listen. So, Radio Choral. Oh, Mark, you shouldn't tell them that. Mark's just said Elijah's playing right now, but don't leave. So don't look now. But this amazing performance of Elijah is playing. But don't go and listen to it. Stay. Oh dear. Whose idea was Radio Choral in the first place? I'll give you one clue. It was Mark's. That's the clue. That's also the answer. No, he's a very, very canny man, is our Mr. Strawn. Sees a gap in the market. Well, we wouldn't be here if he wasn't, would we? So, that's fantastic. Bonsoir, Suzanne. Very glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Now, we had a fantastic chat on Radio Choral. It was great, and it's actually really rather straightforward, shall we say. I was about to say easy. It's not easy, but straightforward to record these things. And Mark and he sent me a link. I clicked on it. He said, "Can you hear me?" I said, "Can you hear me?" We did the usual kind of connecting over the internet, and then we just spoke. And Mark's edited it, and it's up on Radio Choral, and it was really good fun. So there will be plenty more. As it turns out, I quite enjoy talking about music on the radio. So watch this space, everybody, or listen to this space. Now, I'm just going to double check I've got all of my bits and pieces. We're starting in about a minute, everybody. So please make sure you've got drinks of water, refreshments and so on. Make sure you have your score packs. You're going to need our main pack tonight. The 4 movements that we're looking at are the Vivaldi, Domine Fili Unigenite, the Fauré Agnus Dei, Verdi Dies Irae, and Mendelssohn's Lift Thine Eyes. Okay, we're going to do it in that order. I know the order for the rehearsal was slightly different, but I think we should start with the Vivaldi rather than the Verdi. I just feel that Friday the 13th, starting with Dies Irae, I think is just asking for trouble. So we're going to start instead with Domine Fili Unigenite. It's also a slightly easier piece to start with. It doesn't have lots and lots of top Gs for sopranos straight out of the gate. So that's the plan. So please, folks, make sure you are comfortable, that your phone's on silent, and that's exactly what I'm going to do myself now. And thank you so much for your wonderful comments. It is great to see you. Thank you very much indeed for all the lovely things you're saying. Do please continue to chat throughout the rehearsal if you like to. That's a big part of what we do here. But I'm going to say thank you and I'm going to say goodbye to them. So would you please, ladies and gentlemen, make the screen changing noise with me as we go from split screen to full screen. Ready? There we are. A very, very good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. And it is time for Lift Thine Eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching later on, all of you are members of this choir and you are all very, very welcome. Tonight we have 4 movements to look at, and then we will have explored all of the movements for our concert, which is happening next Saturday. Of course, we still have 2 rehearsals after tonight. The first rehearsal on Tuesday next week will be to sing through the first half of the concert, and then this time next week we'll be singing through the second half and just talking about preparations for the big day. Huge thanks to everyone who has sent in their submission for Lift Thine Eyes. Thank you very much indeed on behalf of Mark and myself and the whole team. We're really delighted. The number of people sending submissions in is absolutely huge. Fantastic. Now, the submission deadline for that is tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock UK time, okay, 10 o'clock GMT. We can't accept submissions after that time, I'm afraid. The sound engineers, believe it or not, are going to get started pretty much straight away, and they will be mixing throughout the week. So get those submissions to us by 10 p.m. tomorrow, and all will be well. Thank you. Now, tomorrow evening, and this is a big plug, and it's not something that I've been conducting, it's something I've been on the sidelines for, just watching with my jaw on the floor, frankly. Tomorrow night, everybody, you get to hear the Self-Isolation Choir and the Orchestra for the Earth, conducted by John Warner, performing the last movement of Mahler 2. And I've seen it, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard it. It's incredible. Mark will back me up. I rang him up, having seen. He sent it to me this morning. I watched the whole thing. I instantly rang him, and he picked up the phone. I just sang Aufverstehen at him really loudly. It's incredible. If you haven't heard Mahler 2, everybody, you need to hear this. It is staggering. And it's not just the music, which obviously is amazing. It's your performance. Those of you who are on the Mahler course, I've heard it. It sounds amazing. The orchestra is out of this world. The entire product is remarkable, actually genuinely remarkable. So do please come along tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. start time. You'll hear the entire last movement, and then John will pop up on a separate stream and will conduct just the choral section so you can sing along with everybody and really enjoy it. So please everybody, come along tomorrow. It really will be a very, very special event. So that's Mahler 2 tomorrow night. Details are on the Self-Isolation Choir homepage as to how you can see that. Just a couple quick more things before we get started. So the Elijah conducting tracks. Obviously last weekend we conducted and sang along with the Fieri Consort and Ashley and Richard. It was absolutely amazing performance. And Katie, one of our team, has been very, very busy behind the scenes creating the conducting videos for that. And those of you involved with Elijah, it won't be very long before you can start recording. And so we will keep you posted, but the videos have been made. Huge thanks to Katie for that massive amount of work. And so we'll send you a link very soon and you can get started recording Elijah, which is very exciting. Are we nearly there? Yes, we are. So Christmas. Well, as you can see, we're already getting in the festive mood. I've already had a rehearsal with the children, so that must mean Christmas is around the corner. And it is. Christmas at Home, ladies and gentlemen, starts on Monday next week. Okay, on the 16th of November. Oddly enough, it's my daughter's birthday. So on Katie's birthday, on Monday the 16th at 5 p.m. UK time, we will launch Christmas at Home, a very, very special course with lots of traditional carols, performances from many of our Self-Isolation Choir friends and partners. Harry is singing a solo. I'm singing a solo, which is going to be fun. We're going to be singing things like the Three Kings and What Sweeter Music. And of course, Patrick Hawes and his brother Andrew have written a wonderful, wonderful carol for us, Still the Night, which you will absolutely love. So Monday is very, very special. If you haven't signed up yet, there is still time, of course. Tell everyone about this. Christmas this year is going to be very, very special. And so just one more thing. We will have... Oh, hang on. No, two more things. If you're going to submit a lesson or a reading for Christmas, the submission deadline for that is this Sunday. That's the 15th of November at 10 p.m. So if you're going to send us a reading or a lesson, remember you don't have to do it to any recording. You just get the text, record yourself reading it and send it to us. And we will choose different lines and different voices from each of those submissions. So 10 p.m. On Sunday this week is the submission deadline for that. And the next children's rehearsal is the 22nd of November. That's next Sunday, not this coming Sunday. Next Sunday, 3:30, with me and with Lee the Snowman. Okay? So there we are, everybody. I think we've got time for a bit of singing after all those notices. So if I could invite everybody to be upstanding, up you get onto your feet, please. Plant those feet as shoulders width apart. And just distribute your weight evenly between your feet. It might help to make your knees nice and soft and swing your hips left and right. Make your back nice and straight. Make your neck nice and long. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Use this as an opportunity to gather up the week and blow it away from you. Wonderful. And breathe in the lovely feeling of being with friends in this wonderful community that we call the Self-Isolation Choir. Breathe that in. And breathe out any tension, any stress, get rid of it. Fabulous. Now we'll do a very, very short warm-up, about a minute of humming and so on. If you haven't done any singing today, bearing in mind that the Vivaldi is quite strident, you might want to pause the stream and just warm yourself up a little bit. But everybody else, let's just do a bit of gentle humming. We're going to go up a third and down again. Just humming and again. Now, ooh, now, and and splendid. Thank you very much indeed. Now, tenors and basses, basses and altos, I should say, might want to drop down the octave. It's up to you. But we're now going to go ya, 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 ya. Everybody. Ya, 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 ya. And again. Ya, 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 ya. And again. Ya, 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 ya. One more. Ya, 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 ya. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, if you need to warm those high notes up, particularly tenors and sops, consider pausing the stream, have a bit of a sing, and then come back. But if you're warm and you're ready to sing, let's start tonight with Domine Fili Unigenite, which we'll find on page 21 of our Lift Thine Eyes pack. Huge thanks again to Brenda for putting all this together, a mammoth task, and completed absolutely brilliantly. So thank you for that. So Domine Fili Unigenite. This is such a lively, fun piece. This was a real favourite of everybody who sang in the summer school, largely because of the galloping feeling. And I want everybody, when you sing this, I want you to have that feeling of being in the saddle of a horse galloping across a beautiful landscape, singing with joy. Okay, because that's what the music demands. It's jump da dum 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 da dum. And the nice thing about a galloping feeling when you're doing something like this is you can really throw yourself into the first beat of each bar. So give yourself a little bit of an emphasis on the first beats of the bar where you can, and just enjoy yourself. So what we're going to do, everybody, is we're going to go all the way through this first one. And then we'll stop, we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll sing it again. Do remember, when you've got these long lines, just as with the other movements in the Vivaldi Gloria, for example, when you're singing across a bar line, or you've got what's called a melisma. Melisma, for example, on a yay, for example, yeah, melisma is where you have more than one note per syllable. You know, always give it a sense of phrase, always give it a sense of shape. Sing all the way through to the end of the phrase and you'll get everything that Vivaldi wanted from us. So let's sing. This is the Self-Isolation Choir with Richard Gowers on the organ, and this is Domine Fili Unigenite. Here we go. Deep breath and... Well done, everybody. Well done to Richard, amazing performance, and of course Self-Isolation Choir, fabulous singing. Thank you, everybody. So just a couple of things before we have another crack at that. So just on that last couple of pages, actually, there's an awful lot we can pull out for the rest of the movement from these last two pages. So that's pages 30 and 31 in your scores, everybody. Okay, so first of all, bar 79, which is at the bottom of page 30, we've got lots going on. We've got the tenors and basses going Domine Fili Uni Genite Jesu Christe. Okay, and you've probably noticed these brackets across the top at the soprano line, the last bar on page 30 and the first bar on page 31. This is the hemiola. You remember the hemiola? We have it in And the Glory of the Lord, and we have it here. We go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it's just a shift of emphasis to give you a sense of cross rhythm. It's just an exciting little technique that Vivaldi's using here. So when that happens, when you see those brackets, everybody, can you throw yourself into the first beat of each of those two? Okay, so it would be Genite Jesu Christe, tenors and basses. Okay, altos, bar 79. You've got this really lovely, very, very bouncy line. Yeah. Okay, now whenever I've sung this as an alto, I've always been told you have to smile. Okay, it's just the most joyous and joyful little figure that you get to sing, and it has to bounce. Yeah, da 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 da. Okay, so keep it light, keep it happy. Think of it sort of like a bubbling saucepan, just the very, very top of the bubbles. Yeah. Okay, and then sopranos over the top in bar 79 when you've got this one. Yeah. Jesu Christe, singing all the way through across the bar line, and all of those notes, folks, apply to the rest of the movement. Whenever you've got this dotted rhythm, da 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 da, keep it nice and frothy. Remember the bubbling water. When you've got a long line, sing all the way through, and otherwise just have the biggest smile on your face when you sing this one. It is pure joy. So let's have it one more time. I don't think we can just have it once. We need twice the amount of joy. So here we go. Domine Fili Unigenite. Thank you, everybody. Everybody, we just need to let the horse come to a halt. Splendid. Well done, everybody. Thank you. A round of applause, please, out there, everybody, for the Self-Isolation Choir and Richard Gowers. Excellent job, folks. Well, look, please do rehydrate yourselves. Have a sip of drink. Next, I think let's have a look at this Verdi, please. Dies Irae. I think a piece of with such joy and such delight needs to be followed with something rather dramatic. So let's find that one. You'll find that one a couple of pages further in, page 38. Okay, so this is the Verdi Requiem, and we're going to be singing along with Recordare for this recording, and this is James Orford playing the organ, and Mark's going to tell me which organ it was. I think I know what it is. I'm not going to say what I think it is. Mark's going to say the name of the organ. Goodness me, the sound of this instrument is incredible, everybody. The choir themselves have done an amazing job. When you consider that this is supposed to be sung by a choir of hundreds or thousands, this is single voices, and they still manage to create an incredible sense of drama and passion. Now, of course, the Verdi Requiem, well, it's as operatic as they come, ladies and gentlemen. Verdi, of course, well known for his sense of drama, for his sense of power, an incredible crafter of harmony and melody. And what I love about this is that we've just sung this piece of Vivaldi, and in Baroque music you generally have, this is the sad movement, or this is the happy movement, or this is the galloping movement, or so on. By the time we get to the music of Mendelssohn, you're starting to see music with maybe 2 or 3 sections in. Verdi, of course, the style changes several times throughout the movement, and you get fire, but you also get the sort of moaning and groaning of the souls condemned. It's an absolutely brilliant piece of music, and some people say, well, why are you putting something so dramatic and so fiery into this lovely concert? Well, I think it's like planning a meal, everybody. You can't have too many desserts. You've got to have something to get your teeth into, and then you can have your Lord's Prayer and your Quanta Qualia. So your Dies Irae, this is the equivalent of, well, of course, it's absolutely marvellous, but this is what I say to my children. You've got to eat your sprouts before you can get your ice cream. So we're going to have... And by the way, I love sprouts, so I just thought I'd say that. So let's start with Dies Irae, so you can tell we're getting a bit Christmassy already. Let's have a little listen through this Dies Irae. Now, if you know it, sing it, enjoy it. If you haven't learnt it yet, it's worth spending some time on. This one is quite tricky. Sopranos. Now, first soprano is going to be lots of top Gs for you here. Can I suggest this first time? Maybe just undersing slightly or sing falsetto. Same for the tenors, because we are going to sing this one twice. So here is the... Hang on, I missed Mark's thing. Westminster Cathedral. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Recordare, conducted by Harry Bradford, with James Orford on the organ of Westminster Cathedral. Here is the Dies Irae from the Verdi Requiem. Okay, here we go. And... Dies Irae, Dies Irae. altos. Sopranos, not too loud. And now, under your breath, everybody. And
Quantus remo est futurus, quam iudex est venturus, cunctas ric pediscus surus.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much indeed. Now, how's that? Gosh, it's not very often that choirs do the Vivaldi Requiem unless they're a huge, big choral society. And so it's one of those pieces. I've sung it a couple of times in a Come and Sing. I think I sang it years ago at the Royal Albert Hall. Absolutely incredible experience. Well, let's just talk about that a little bit before we sing it all the way through again. I hope you enjoyed it, and massive thanks to Recordari for that brilliant performance. Oh dear, I've just checked the comments. Everyone's talking about sprouts. Okay. Oh dear, I'm gonna have a sip of my drink and pretend I didn't see that. So everybody, Dies Irae. Of course, when we start this, you have that amazing opening with the big chords of Westminster Cathedral. And so the very opening, the Dies Irae, Dies Illa, okay, Day of Vengeance, is you've got to accent all of the strong beats. Dies Irae, Dies Irae, okay. Verdi has written in very specific dynamic markings. He's also written in very specific accents and staccati and so on. So really, if he's put in an accent, you really need to go for it, everybody, okay? The first couple of pages need to just be fire and brimstone, and just as big and as fruity as you can make it, particularly those of you holding those notes. You notice each of those high moments in the Dies Irae and the Dies Illa, you have the firsts in each group holding the G and everybody else moving around by semitone and chromatic line. It's that sort of slightly sinuous, slightly snake-like movement that gives this kind of spine-tingling sense. So make sure, if you're on the second part, practice that descending line. Ya da dies irae. Okay, practice that and make sure that the penultimate note, that da-dam, is nice and sharp. That's the sort of fanfare type feel there. Okay, I've always thought this is kind of like an anti-fanfare. Okay, when we get to the solvet seclum basses, solvet seclum in favilla. Really big sound there, please. Everybody else responding to the basses. And then as we go, you heard the drama there. It just gets more and more intense, more and more exciting. As we move down to, now you see I've had a slight problem. I've had to crop my page and I've now lost the page number. Bear with me a moment, everybody. So this is going to be page 44 in our scores. Sorry, page 44. We have a really quite tricky moment for the basses, where you've got to sing Dies irae, Dies illa, solvet seclum in favilla, and every single note is accented basses. So lots of diaphragm work there, lots and lots of fire there. Everybody else on those G's, Dies, Dies, irae. Okay, accented, really harsh. This isn't John Rutter, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably noticed. It's very intense. And then on to the next page 45, sopranos. I mean, that Dies irae. I mean, that is just, it's the cries of souls condemned to burning. So, don't hold back there. And then as we proceed through the movement, as the dynamic drops, don't lose that sense of, the sense of woe and that sense of foreboding. Altos, for example, solvet seclum in favilla. It's all this moaning and groaning as we get to the very end. So let's have that one more time, everybody. Enjoy. Okay, if you've not sung it before, well, this is one of the great things about this choir, is we can sing 1 minute, we can have something like Lift Thine Eyes, and then we can sing something like Verdi's Requiem, and in a minute we're going to sing Fauré's Requiem. But for now, let's hand back over to Harry and Recordari and James, and let's sing this one all the way through. Here is the Dies Irae for the second time. Enjoy. Here we go. And...
Plus tremo est futurus quando iudex est venturus cum castrit pediscus surus.
Wonderful, everybody. Thank you very, very much indeed. So just before we move on from that one, everybody, do please hydrate yourselves. It's quite a sing. Whilst in the middle of conducting that, so obviously I'm conducting into the camera, but I have various screens around me, including a little a screen of what you're currently seeing, which is about 12 seconds after I record it. So I was in the middle of conducting all the quiet bits. I looked over and I saw myself in in full I'm really angry with this piece of fruit mode. So this is what conductors do. They hold up a piece of invisible fruit that they're angry with, like this. Okay, so yeah. Enjoy that one. Lots and lots of drama. I absolutely love the ending, the sotto voce, the quantus tremor est futurus. Make sure you leave all of the full length gap there. Okay, delay the short note at the end of the bar just as late as you dare. Quantus tremor. Okay. Each time, and then the second set, the quando iudex est venturus, same again. Delay that short note at the end of the bar just as late as you dare. Not actually late, but almost. Well done, everybody. Well done. So let us move on. Let's have a look at some Fauré, please. So the Fauré Requiem, you'll find this one on the next page, page 52. And this is the Agnus Dei from the Requiem, which is just wonderful. And having gone from the exciting start with Vivaldi and then the depths of despair with Vivaldi, this, I like this expression, this is like aloe on a burn. This is just so soothing and so gentle and so Well, it's what everybody needs. It's certainly what I need. Now, the Agnus Dei starts with this incredible tenor line. And obviously, tenors out there, you know this. You know, it's very much your bread and butter. This one. Having said that, if you're an alto, soprano, bass, and you want to sing with the tenors in this, well, they get one of the best tunes in all choral music, no doubt. Feel free to sing along with them. So what we'll do with this one actually is we'll stop and start, because I've got the facility to do that. So I'm just going to get this up here. And we'll start at the beginning, and then I'll pause before we look at each section. So let's just have the very, very opening. Now, I was talking about this last time we sang something from the Fauré. The piece is in D minor. Okay, we've spoken about the importance of the key of D. It's a unifying key. All the voices sound good in D, and the D minor. I believe that Fauré sets D minor as the state that everybody is in at the start. It's a very human key, and it's a key of mourning. And he takes us from D minor up to E flat major and B flat major, which are, I think, he's representing heaven in these slightly shimmering keys. Agnus Dei starts in F major, but there's lots and lots of those flat keys, as he's sort of alluding to heaven and he's alluding to angels. We then get that astonishing moment. And if you just have a quick glance for me, folks, before we play it, at the bottom of 54, where we have the quia pius est, and then you get this dum da 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 da, which is just absolutely staggering. We then end up back in D minor, and we have a repeat of the opening, the Requiem Aeternam, Dona Eis Domine, but because we have been to heaven in between, we've had the Pie Jesu, we've had the Agnus Dei, at the very end, Luceat, Luceate, and we're in D major. Heaven has come to earth just in time for the In Paradisum, which is all in D major. So that's my analysis of the movement. I don't know if Fauré meant it like that or not, but it certainly seems that way to me. So let's enjoy the Agnus Dei. We'll stop and start, talk about it, and then we'll go through it all the way. So here we go, everybody. Here is Self-Isolation Choir again, singing, with Harry Bradford conducting, and with James Orford, the organ of Westminster Cathedral. This is the Agnus Dei. Here we go. Tenors and everybody. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccatum mundi. Letter A. Then everybody in, 2, 3. We're just going to pause for a second. Going to pause there. We will sing it all the way through. Don't worry. So we've had a wonderful bit of singing there from the tenors, and then everybody in. Can we just very quickly glance at the bottom, everybody, of page 52? This Agnus Dei. Notice the very first entry from the choir. The first half of the first beat is loud, and then he pulls the dynamic back straight away. So you get this Agnus. Agnus. What I would suggest for that is open your mouth nice and tall on the R, and then as you get to the O sound, just by closing your mouth, you'll get that effect. And then don't forget to crescendo through the next bit. Dei, Agnus Dei, qui tollis. Same shaping. Peccata mundi. Donna, and then at letter C, that's a big, big moment. That's forte, and then pull right back. Donna eis requiem with rolled R's, and a lovely warm feeling at the end of that line. Donna eis requiem. Smile as you sing those last couple of notes, and you'll get the warmth there. Okay, now just carrying on. Let's pick up from bar 31 or so as the tenors sing the next bit. Now the sopranos will come in on a lux eterna. Just hold. This is at the bottom of the page. The sopranos will hold that note. Just keep it an ooh, please, sopranos. And that's lux. But you'll hear when we get there. Here we go. Tenors, take it away. And tenors. These sopranos and I think I've turned into a puddle, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness me. I was actually planning to stop a few bars or several bars before that, but I have to say, I'm just going to just talk very briefly to those people who submitted the recording for that. Wow. That section from the Consunctis Tuis on page 54, from bar 54, that is some of the best singing of that particular bit in the Agnus Dei I've ever heard. That was brilliant. Such drama, such passion. Wow. Absolutely. And of course, James is playing of the organ is amazing. And I love the fact he holds that chord at the bottom of 54 for about a fortnight. Fantastic. So when you sing that, just all I'd say to you, everybody, when we sing this through again in a minute, from bar 54, that cum sanctis tuis in aeternam. Use your tall vowel sounds, please, everybody, to give each bar a sense of shape. So you get cum sanctis tuis in aeternam, and so on. And then crescendo through to that quia pius es. Tenors, that quia pius es. I once worked with a conductor who stopped everybody at that point and just said, ladies and gentlemen, that is why God invented tenors. Okay. It's just an incredible moment. Enjoy every minute of it. Okay, we're not quite through. So there is a pause after that amazing chord. And then we have the D there, at the top of page 55, Requiem Aeternam. What I want you to do is to just be completely, certainly for the first two phrases, completely stoic, okay? No emotion at all. Requiem Aeternam. Okay, same for the next phrase. And then at letter H, Et lux perpetua, and perpetual light shine upon them. Okay, and I want that to be, and the organ does this as well. I want that to be like throwing open the curtains on a darkened room, the sun streaming in. Luceat, 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 eis. And when we sing that last chord, I want it to be all of your birthdays, all of your Christmases, every good thing that's ever happened to you, and all of the love in your life. I want that to be in that last chord. So smile broadly when we get to that moment. It is just pure musical ecstasy. So let's sing this last page, and then we'll sing the whole thing. Can you tell I like this piece, ladies and gentlemen? So here we go, from the top of page 55. And take it away, James. There we go. My goodness me, folks. Oh, wonderful. I'm going to have a sip of drink. You really moved me there, everybody. Brilliant singing. Well done. Let's do it all the way through. Okay. All the way through. How was that? So lovely. Well done, says Mark. Absolutely. Oh, well, and Bronwyn's saying the altos, that last Luciates is just fantastic. I love the fact that Fauré gives everybody something to enjoy in that movement. Okay, I know he gives the tenors the best tune, but we're all going to sing it, aren't we? I'm going to sing it. So let's go all the way through. Here is the Agnus Dei Self-Isolation Choir, James Orford, and you. Let's sing. Here we go. And... Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, what a piece. What an absolutely beautiful piece and a great performance of it. Fantastic. Right, everybody, we have one more piece to look at. I wonder what that is. We've left the last piece, we've left the title track to the end, everybody. We're going to sing Lift Thine Eyes. Now, at this point, tenors and basses, you are very, very welcome to stay and sing. We're not going to have any more notices after this. I gave all the notices at the start of rehearsal, so don't forget. We've got the submissions to Lift Thine Eyes, ladies, tomorrow. 10 p.m. is the submission deadline. Marla, tomorrow night, you are not going to want to miss it. I've seen it. I promise you it is stunning. You've never seen anything like it. It is absolutely brilliant. Christmas at Home starts on Monday. Do please come along to that. Plenty of time to sign up. It's going to be lovely. The Elijah tracks will be coming next week. The children, I'll be seeing the children a week Sunday. And of course, we're back on Tuesday at 7 o'clock for a full sing through of part 1 of our fantastic programme. I hope you're telling everybody about this. Get them along. Of course, this is going to be a really fantastic event. So if you're going to disappear off tenors and basses, thank you very much indeed for coming. And everybody else, let's turn our attention to Lift Thine Eyes to finish tonight. So of course, we've asked you to record this. Those of you in Elijah will be very familiar with the piece. So I'm going to talk to the two halves of the choir. To those of you that have never sung it before and that you're learning it, the thing about this one is to treat all of the lines, all the individual phrases, lift thine eyes, oh lift thine eyes, as a phrase, as a statement almost. Lift thine eyes, oh lift thine eyes. Sing through each of these lines beautifully. It's written originally for 3 solo voices, and young voices at that. So Mendelssohn has crafted this beautifully to fit around the restrictions of small people, really. So sing all the way through the lines and enjoy them. The dynamics are very, very important. So when you're learning this one, do pay particular attention to them. Listen to our wonderful Fieri recordings because they're absolutely fantastic. Now, those of you that have sung it, have recorded it, well, then I'm just going to say to you to enjoy every moment of it. We are going to sing it twice. And the thing about Lift Thine Eyes, it never fails to move me. When we were putting together this programme for this concert, it was either going to be called Be Not Afraid or Lift Thine Eyes. And in the end, this won out, but only just. The intent behind it, the feeling of comfort and relief and release and joy is absolutely palpable. So let's sing it through. We'll talk about a couple of the bits and then we'll finish our first set of rehearsals with a full sing through again. All right, so here are your notes. Okay, soprano, first treble, second treble, and alto. And of course, we have the wonderful Fieri consort singing this for us. So here we go, everybody. Here is Lift Thine Eyes for the first time. And... Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. The thing I love about that is that we have two recordings of Fieri singing that. That was a standalone performance that they did for us for this project, and then of course they've recorded it a second time for Elijah, and the two performances are very, very different. The one for Elijah is faster. There's a sense of slightly more sense of urgency to get through it, because of course it's part of a large scale work, whereas here it stands on its own. It's the title track of our concert, and it's almost as if the piece was written for today. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, before we sing it one more time, I just want to highlight a couple of little details, sopranos and altos, some opportunities for you to really get everything out of this piece, maximize the enjoyment and to sing with Fieri. So you'll notice at the start of the second bar, sops and altos, there's a sforzando over lift, the second lift thine eyes. Yeah, I've heard it sung as lift thine eyes, oh lift thine eyes, but actually the first lift is quiet. It's lift thine eyes, oh lift thine eyes. And the ladies of the Fieri consort really do that beautifully. If you would please emphasize the first beat of the second bar. A little bit unusual, but that's what Mendelssohn wants. It's creating the mountains. Can you see? Lift thine eyes to the mountains. There it is. We've got mountains and valleys being created by these lovely lines. Do be careful when you're singing Whence Cometh. We spoke about this in that first launch rehearsal. I don't want Whence cometh, whence cometh. That often happens with when singers are trying to snatch a breath too quickly. So just be aware of that. Sing the first sound, the cometh, and it should be a nice tall R, cometh. Make that a slightly louder sound and deliberately pull back so we get whence cometh, whence cometh. And if you listen, that's exactly what Fieri are doing for us as well. And then you've got this wonderful section, where is it? At the bottom of the first page, bottom 97, heaven and earth. It sort of pulls back almost as if it's over. It's not, because then we carry on with the he has set thy foot shall not be moved. That's a really important dramatic moment. Worth noting, actually, whereas the rest of the piece is all built on lift thine eyes to the mountains whence cometh help, he only says, he hath said thy foot shall not be moved. It's in the middle, it's at the peak, and it only happens once. Okay, that's an important consideration. The rest of it is sort of meditation on lift thine eyes, but that statement in the middle needs to be really firm and really strong. And then thy keeper will never slumber, never will slumber, never will slumber. Make that really sweet. And then, as before, when we get onto page 98, lift thine eyes, oh lift thine eyes, that lovely big sforzando, and that carries us to the very end. So let's sing it one more time, and then I will see you on, well, if you're joining us for Christmas, and hopefully everybody is, I'll see you on Monday. Otherwise, we're back, of course, on Tuesday for the next rehearsal of our lovely concert programme. So here are your notes, everybody. Here's the first treble. Here's the second treble. Here is the alto. And remember, you've still got 24 hours to record this. We would love to have some more submissions before tomorrow. Okay, everyone? Take it away, Fieri. Here we go. Oh no, that's the Arnie Stay. That was close. Let's have lift thine eyes. So here we go. And Well done, everyone. Thank you. You can tell that's a live performance from a church in London. As I've said before, you can hear a car going past with going just at the very end. Well, of course, you're going to be singing with the Fieri Consort there. So our version, when we put it together, and you'll hear it in just over a week's time, can't wait, isn't going to have any of that background noise. It is just going to be your wonderful performance, and I can't wait to hear it, as I said. So thank you, everybody, for your time this week. Great to see you, and have a fantastic Friday. Whatever you've got left of the day, I hope it goes really well. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday for Christmas and Tuesday for Lift Thine Eyes. Now, I'm going to be in the audience for the Mala tomorrow, and please, everybody, come along. I love being in the comments of self-isolation choir performances, and so it'd be great to see you there. 7:30 UK time tomorrow, Mala 2. Don't miss it. It's going to be incredible. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, folks.